Hi, Chuck Etheridge here. I want to talk with you just a wee bit, in case you're wondering, I spent some time in Scotland, so I love the phrase wee bit, about professional communication behavior. And if these are things that you know, I apologize for telling you that, but I have found that many people have not been in situations in which they have to communicate professionally. So, some basic things. We've already talked about emails, and I've seen some examples of very, very good email writing as well. So if you communicate with somebody via email, I think you know about the basics about that. Making sure you give the people the information they need to know to take the action that you want them to take. In this case, hopefully, let you have an interview. But some other things to think about. Think about your email address. If your email address is Hot Rockin' Beach Babe Bod, or I actually had a student, professional student, whose email address was the name of a video game that he played when he was 14. Those aren't really good professional email addresses, even if it's personal email that you're using professionally. First name dot last name, or first name dot last name dot number or year. Those are good professional email addresses as well. The other thing you might want to be thinking about is the message that you have on your cell phone. If you use your cell phone for any kind of professional correspondence, looking for jobs, your boss might call you, you're trying to get some information about a project, your professional your message needs to be very professional. Hi, this is my name. This is Chuck Etheridge. I'm unable to take your call right now. If you could, please leave your name, number, and information. I'll call you back as quickly as possible. And that's it. The reason I mention that is I'll occasionally call a student and I'll get 2 minutes of music that they may like, that I don't necessarily like, and then, hey, yo, this is Bobby. You know what to do. Or jokes or laughter, or my favorite, hello. 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 Oh, hello. Oh, I'm not here right now. You know, like, what's up with that? So, very professional, simple messages as well. You need to leave a professional presence. This is a little bit of an aside, but you need to have a clean social media presence. I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy your social media, but if somebody looks for you for a job, the first thing they're going to do is Google your name. They are. And if they're drunk pictures of you on the web, or pictures of you at the beach or whatever, acting silly, that's going to be the first thing that comes up when an employer looks at you about that. Also, things like snarky statements, political statements, things like that as well. I will leave it to your business as to whether or not you want to post or share those things as well. But remember, all those things are out there forever, and they make a professional statement about you. I know of someone who actually lost a job. She didn't lose the job, but she had a promotion rescinded because she was in a position with the Associated Press to move up to the bureau chief, and somebody from Human Resources Googled her name and seen that on her personal media account, nothing to do with her job, she'd posted a bunch of very derogatory things about the president. Now, I know that may seem like a violation of freedom of speech, but she was free to say what she wanted in the private sphere of her personal social media, but she was in the news, and she was in her job. She had to be counted. She had to be granted access to, in this case, the White House, and the White House wanted to be sure that that person would give a fair and accurate representation of what was said. In other words, if they could come in and be unbiased. And her social media past indicated that she couldn't be unbiased. I am not talking about the current administration, by the way. This happened a few years ago. But here's a case in which, because of the kind of job that she was doing, her social media presence, it didn't cost her a job. It kept her from getting a promotion that she otherwise would have been professionally qualified for. That's an irrelevant aside. Some other things, basic stuff. When you make a phone call, or when you answer the telephone in a professional situation, if you call someone, "Hi, this is me. Is Bobby there?" I'm not talking about family, I'm not talking about personal situations, but if you're doing anything from work, "Hi, this is my name, Chuck Etheridge. I'm a student at Texas A&M University in the technical professional writing class. I am hoping to talk to somebody in your agency about the kinds of work that a human resources manager does." Or, "I'm really hoping to talk to somebody who's a probation officer." So you always give your information up front right away, who you are, what your affiliation is, what you're trying to accomplish, so the person who answers the phone can get you to the right person as quickly as possible. You get transferred to that person, you would say the same thing. If they're not there, you would leave a voicemail that gives that information as well. Note, I say leave a voicemail. I know that in our professional lives, a lot of us don't like to leave voicemails as well, but in a professional situation, you leave voicemail. I don't want to speak about my kids because they might see this video, but let me just say I have had many conversations with offspring of mine. Well, I couldn't talk to him. Did you leave a message? No. But he'll call me back. How is he going to call you back if you don't leave a message? Oh. Anyway, I will go no further down that hole as well. The other thing is when you are at work or in a professional situation, hello? You don't do that. "Hi, this is my office, my name." My very simple answer is, "English department, this is Chuck Etheridge, how may I help you?" And again, it's a professional kind of thing as well. Just simple professional communication as well. I hope I don't have to tell you, if you go to meet somebody, even for an interview, dress decently. I'm not saying put on a tuxedo or whatever, but don't show up in shorts and a flip-flop as well. So anyway, just some basic things about professional communication. And the last thing is, if you are trying to call someone or get information about them and they don't respond immediately, it is considered expected and appropriate professional behavior to follow up. I emailed them, they didn't hear back. The next day, "I don't know if you got my email," or a phone call. "I realize you've been busy. This is Joe Smith. Remember, I am hoping to please talk to you about the kinds of writing that you do in your career." Or, "Thank you for talking to me the other day. This is Dana Jones. Remember, you were going to send me some copies of these 3 documents." Things like that as well. I joke around that you need to politely stalk them. I don't mean that literally, but I should never have a student tell me, "I haven't gotten any information back. I emailed them last week and they never got back to me." That's on you. If you don't follow up with people and you don't get information, that is ultimately a lack of professional follow-up on your part. If you contact them continuously, politely and professionally, and they never get back to you, that's a completely separate situation. So anyway, just a tiny bit about professional behavior. Hope this is helpful. For many of you, it's review. And for those of you it's not, like I said, I hope it helps. Thanks.